Over the last couple of days, Bran Bronzebeard has gone through more changes than David Bowie. And last night, Blizzard put some more hot fixes out that many of you were instantly like, yes, big win, Blizzard, and then very quickly realised, oh no, it's got worse. I'm going to give you some hope, though, because I went in a Tier 8 Bountiful Delve today, used no personal cooldowns, no CC, so no stuns, no leg sweep, Ring of Peace, nothing like that. I didn't heal myself a single time with Vivify. Obviously, I've got some passive healing, and it was easy. I'm going to tell you exactly what you should be doing to make it equally as easy for you. But firstly, what did Blizzard say? So over the past several days, we've heard player reports of such variance in Bran's performance and contribution in delves. They've been investigating the data along those lines and recently identified a serious bug that could, under specific circumstances, cause Bran to inherit the damage and health bonuses that the enemies are meant to be getting. I can see why that would be a problem. So when this bug took effect, the higher the tier of delve you were running, the stronger Bran would get. They obviously then went on to say that they've fixed this bug. They've deployed a hotfix, which I can confirm is live, having run multiple tier 8 delves. Specifically, that's where the testing's been. And now Bran has a consistent baseline of power that will progressively get higher with your gear, which is interesting, and of course the level of Bran. Now firstly, I've done a lot of delves, and I'm sure most of you have done a lot of delves as well, because let's face it, it's the best way to get geared before Mythic Plus, really. You can get champion track gear and you can get hero track gear. Of course, to get the hero track gear, you need to get a little bit lucky, because you need one of those pesky maps that we don't see anywhere near enough of, but everybody wants to be able to use all their coffer keys on tier 8 plus delves and get through them successfully to get the loot at the end. Now, this is where you're probably going to have to change the way you're doing things a little bit, because up until this point, all we've used is damage Bran, whereas now healing Bran is actually incredibly powerful. And this comes from another part of this post where they said they'd also seen feedback that unbugged Bran felt much less impactful than they'd hoped. They hotfixed Bran to increase his damage by 125% across all tiers. The thing is, Bran is still doing garbage damage since the change, like significantly garbage damage. So 125% of garbage is still going to be pretty crappy. So having done a tier 8 delve last night after the hotfixes with Bran as damage and seeing him basically contribute nothing. Sometimes he literally just stood there and done nothing. Other times he kind of tried to help out, but still it was pretty poor. I genuinely felt like I was just soloing it and just really had him along for the buffs. I switched him to healer and he was doing about 500,000 HPS. I interrupted nothing. I was letting every cast of fireball go through for mystics. I was running in and pulling 3, 4, 5, whatever there was really, and relying on Bran to keep me alive. I used no leg sweeps, no diffuse magics, no touch of karmas, no vivifies. Literally the only thing I had is my small amount of passive healing and 100% reliance on Bran, knowing he weren't going to let me down. And he did not let me down. Literally, I was playing even purposefully quite bad just to see how easy it actually would be. And the only one thing you need to be able to do is look at your feet. If you can see where the healing potions are, I'd have max heals of Dwarven Medicine from Bran for like 1.9 million, like you can see. I'd had his bag of snacks healing for about 300k each. He's also got an idol that goes down with a max heal that I saw of 1.3 million, and even the Relic of Auldum that you do need to actually stand in. But I think you get the picture. He actually does really, really significant healing, and when he puts those healing potions down, there's normally 2, 3, maybe 4 on the floor at a time. So if you just wait until you take a big hit and then step in one, look where the next one is, wait till you take a big hit, step in one. That was what I was doing and never needed to interrupt anything. And sometimes I was pulling packs of 2 or even 3 mystics, all casting fireball at the same time, using no cooldowns, just relying on my man Bran. Now, what Blizzard also said is some specs whose gameplay tended towards hanging back and letting Bran take the lead, which I'm guilty of that, and so should everyone else be really, because it made life a lot easier, were much likely to trigger the bug than others. So for those players, we understand that this could make Bran feel significantly weaker than he has been, especially in the highest tier delves. Now, that is why, because of that, they increased his damage by 125%. But like I say, his damage is so much significantly lower, you don't even notice that extra 125% damage, quite honestly. Like, not at all. Because just looking when I was doing this tier 8 delve with him as DPS, honestly, it was much, much more dangerous and a lot more stressful than when I was just doing it as a healer. I mean, side by side, there's just no comparison. Now, while this is not exactly a guide on how best to do delves, I will just tell you what I'm using with him as a healer, just in case you wondered, because I do think they make a big difference. First of all, I use Idol of the Earth Mother, where Bran's spells and abilities has a high chance to awaken the idol, which shields injured players for 70% of their missing health, which, again, as he's a healer, it just makes sense that he's doing more absorbs and heals. And then for the utility curio, I use Relic Blood of Zekvir. Now, the reason I use this is because losing max health doesn't really matter, in my opinion, because as long as you're not getting hit by anything that can one-shot you, which, even if you had that max health, if you're standing in a frontal or an AoE explosion or something like that you're meant to move out of, you're probably going to get one shot whether you've got that max health or not. But having all that extra damage and healing is just amazing. Because randomly while in combat, a blood beast will attach itself to Bran, periodically launching morsels of itself near players. And this grants Bloodstained Blessing upon walking through them. So this increases damage and healing done by 2%, but reduces your max health by 3% for 1 minute. And this does stack. So once it's stacked up, I'm doing more damage, I'm doing more healing. Doesn't matter about my max health because I've got Bran behind me just keeping me up anyway. I've got that absorb shield going out from his first ability that he gets as well. Honestly, it just makes things feel so comfortable. And just in case you wondered, my Bran is only level 33 as well, so he's not even maxed yet, because yesterday I'd done practically no bountifuls at all because I never had any keys, and I'll be honest with you, I was being lazy. But that's it, guys. That's what they've changed with the delves. That's how I am getting around that change and actually having a lot easier time with him as a healer. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.